Yo, what's going on? Welcome to another video. This is Feel Good Friday, and we're doing really good. We're staying consistent with the videos. We're staying consistent with the content. There are a plethora of people out there dealing with all type of mental and emotional suffering, and that's what my brand is all about. It's helping people liberate themselves, find the depths of empowerment, self-empowerment that is, and empower themselves to find the freedom that they deserve. I believe that everyone deserves freedom. I believe that everyone has a purpose to fulfill. I believe everyone deserves happiness, but you have to choose happiness. You have to fight. And I want to give you the cheat codes. I want to give you the tools to be able to arm yourself so that you can live a successful life. All right. And so today's video is about how to deal with toxic people and preserve your peace. Okay. So the reason why I want to make this video is because I recently had to rid a relationship in my life simply because it was taking more than it was giving. And a lot of times when you can't communicate with a person, anytime you go to that person to communicate and find resolve that there's a problem or a lack of accountability or insecurity and defensiveness, then the relationship, the conflict resolution is never going to get anywhere. So why should that person be in your life? It's ultimately draining. It's unfair to yourself, and you deserve a partner that is going to put in as much as you're giving in. You deserve a relationship where you're receiving just as much as you're putting in. All right. So that's the overall just in point number one for me is what is your level of communication with that person? This will indicate your relationship with that person, right? Can you communicate with that person? Can you express your thoughts, your emotions, your concerns, right? Or do they get defensive and think it's criticism and get insecure and begin blame shifting, and it becomes a blame game of who's right and who's wrong and things like that, right? Point number two is like, it's a piggyback off of point number one, which is just put real simply, are you guys on the same page? Can you guys ever get on the same page? What is that person's value systems and what is your value systems? That's that's something that more of us should really pay attention to, right? Because you are who you hang around. You can become the sum of your relationships. And the reason that is, again, is because everyone you're around are headed in a direction. They think, feel, and behave on a particular paradigm. And their actions and behaviors can affect you if they're making choices out of value systems that don't align with your value system. So that's why I believe point number two is very important about, are you guys on the same page? Do you guys share the same value systems, right? If you value health and this person doesn't value health, if you value family and this person doesn't value family, if you value generational wealth and this person's comfortable where they're at, well, I think that y'all relationship should be limited. I mean, you don't have to, sometimes it's family and you don't have to cut them off, but you do have to limit your accessibility to this type of person, especially if you've communicated your viewpoints and they rejected it, or they're not open-minded enough and they're stuck in their ways, and you're expressing how you feel, you express your expectations, you express your standards, you express who you are so that they understand. One minute they say they understand, or one minute they're cool, and they're overall in the relationship, they're very inconsistent. This is someone who will rob you of your peace, and you should stay very far away from. Point number three is going to be That's right. Point number 3 is effort. Again, so these are all very, obviously they correlate and things like that, but you're going to pay attention to that person's effort. Pay attention to the relationships in your life and pay attention to their effort. Again, do they put in as much as you put in? Do you notice yourself repeating yourself, being redundant and repetitive about your standards, things that you guys already agreed upon? The relationship that y'all have, are they putting in as much as you're putting in? And that goes back to point number 1, which is communication, right? Because it's about understanding. It's about their personal growth to openness to where you're coming from. And all of these good things, if they're not putting in the same amount of work in, then I can assure you that there will be conflict of perspective. Because you may be doing things a certain way and have certain standards, and again, they may be comfortable where they're at. And so there's always going to be conflict. And so you have to leave these people alone. Like I said, a lot of times this is even family. And so you have to love from a distance if you want to maintain your peace. Your peace comes first. Honor yourself. You're worthy of the love, the respect, but it begins with you. Everything begins with you. And a lot of times these situations may be hard. Even if you're alone, I don't care if you're alone. You shouldn't care if you're alone. If these people do not treat you correctly, leave them in the dust. You're better alone, I'm telling you. Do it for your own sanity. Do it for your own peace. Do it for your own happiness. Okay? It's very important stuff. This is how you deal with toxic people and maintain your mental and emotional peace. All right? The more fulfilled you are emotionally and the less emotional turmoil you have, the less internal chatter that you will have. All right? And you deserve the peace, the happiness, the freedom, and the respect, as I stated. So you have to give yourself that. You have to believe that, and you have to do it. All right? So that's all I have for you today. Again, welcome to Feel Good Friday. We're staying consistent. I'll see you guys on Tune In Tuesday, which is in a few days. I hope this video was helpful. I hope you feel inspired to love yourself that much more and give to yourself that much more. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.